Well, welcome back to the Grapple Theory podcast. A very special episode today because it's not often that we here at the podcast have bad blood with anyone on the wrestling scene, but there's been a little bit of tension between us and a certain indie wrestler, Levi Muir, who has really, it seems like he's got it out for us, and it might be the same from our point of view as well.
First of all, allow that indie wrestler Levi Muir. I'm not an indie wrestler Levi Muir. If you haven't realised, I've actually become something much bigger than that already. So what you should be saying is you're here with media mogul Levi Muir.
Yes, so
I go ahead. You can go ahead. Don't apologise. Go back and say it properly.
I was going to say that according to TalkSport, you're the WWE star Levi Muir, right?
No. First, what you're going to do is go back and say you're here with media mogul Levi Muir.
All right.
And then you can make your little dig and we can respond to that afterwards.
Okay, all right, I will do. Sorry, let me start again. Welcome to the Grapple Theory podcast. We're here today with someone we've had a bit of bad blood with on the indie scene, who's here to set things straight, and we're going to really get into it today. We're here with the immogul Levi Muir. Levi, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You still messed it up. This is why you lot are useless. I told you to say media mogul Muir. But you know what? Don't even worry about that because that's clearly too much of a mouthful for you to do. You lot are useless. This is exactly why. You lot are useless.
No, I clearly didn't hear you properly. I can do it one more time if you'd prefer.
Nah, don't bother. What you should do instead is get your finger and put it in your ears and give it a rub instead.
I might do. You don't want to see what comes out of there,
Let's get through the rest of this interview. Let's not try and bore the listeners to death. Do you understand? They're smarter than you, more intelligent than you. They're able to keep up. So keep up.
I don't deny it. Let's do that. Let's get into it. Again, it's great to have you here. It's good that we're finally going to get into this because there has, like I said in the intro, there's been a little tension between us here at the podcast and yourself.
You lot run your mouth. And you take your little shots online and you know what you're doing. You know that I know that you know what you're doing.
We might be. I don't remember I can't remember where this all began though. I can't remember what started this all, but I know there's got into it. I feel like you must have started it. We have nothing against you. No, so you can't remember. So neither of us remember really, do you? But
No, I do remember. And don't come in here and gaslight me. Yeah, you're not going to gaslight me and say, oh, I don't know how this started. I think you must have sent it for us first. No. You wrote disparaging things about me in an article. That's how this first began.
The review.
You ran your mouth and you wrote a load of bullshit about me online. That's why I don't like you lot.
I think that was different. I think that was just opinion of one of our reviewers who had an opinion about it and didn't say you were bad.
It's about opinions. People say that everybody's entitled to an opinion, but I absolutely disagree. Because who the hell are you? What have you, man, done to judge me and to say whether I'm good or I'm bad at my craft? You know where I've been, right? You know where I've been with the amount of matches I've had at the age that I was, right? I'm not one of them guys that live in the past. I don't live in the past. What happened yesterday stayed in yesterday. But I will remind you, you do know what I've done and who you're talking to, yeah? So before you write your nonsense online, you do bear that in your mind.
You've accomplished a lot. I mean, I think in future articles, as you will have seen, we have addressed that. And we've called you a great star. We've called you a breakout star. We've said you've done great things. It's good to have you here.
You haven't.
We have, I think. I think we have. I think we've backed you quite a lot. And it's good to have you here to talk about that. It's good to get to know that. Because you have had a breakout year. You have had a breakout year here in the scene. I mean, I was going to ask, first of all, before we got into all of that, I was going to ask if you feel you've had a breakout year. Do you feel like this has been your best year?
Last year was no different to every other year. Every other year, I go above and beyond and I do things that nobody else is doing. Every single year, I have a breakout year. You can look at the last 5, you can look from when my career first began in 2017. Every single year, I've had a breakout year. Every single year, I do something I didn't do the year before. Last year, you saw it. Last year in summer, RevPro, all me, focused on me. Spotlight was on me.
Yeah, what was it? I mean, I don't want again. I don't want to go against you again. But like a lot of the spotlight was on Oku, wasn't it last year? Really.
I mean, Oku. Well, again, this is clearly your low intelligence bringing us back to a point again. If you didn't know, Oku is the champion there. So it's only right that you're going to feature the champion. The spotlight's going to be on him, considering he was in the main event match at the event, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So the spotlight was on him, wasn't he?
Like, I mean, he's the champion there. Other than him, who was the spotlight on?
A mirror next to it. No, mate, you've done great. I mean, you've been brilliant at RevPro. You have. You have been great at RevPro. You have. You've been, and you train there as well, obviously, with Oku, with Shah Samuels as well at the London School of Wrestling. And like,
I don't see Oku there. I don't see Oku there.
No?
I don't see Oku. I don't see Oku in that ring training with me. You know what I see Oku doing? I see Oku around ringside looking pretty, looking cute. I don't see him in that ring training every single Monday session. I don't see him running them ropes and taking them bumps and doing them rolls and doing all those things we used to do back in the day. I don't see him doing none of that.
No?
Some man just do it for. Some man are really doing this and really about this life, and some man are just doing it for clout.
You think he's got the belt and now he's like taking a bit of a back seat?
I said what I said. You can interpret it however you want, but I know what I see.
Fair. No, absolutely. In terms of hard workers, you're up there with the best of them. I won't deny that.
It's not even the best of them. And this is, again, stop lying. Who's working harder than me? Who's working harder than me? You can ask anybody. Who on the scene's working harder than me? Some guys might be working hard at weekends. They might be doing great at shows. Day in, day out, Monday to Sunday, who is putting in the hours that I am putting in? I will be in that ring training hours a week. I'll be in that gym training hours a week. The difference between me and the rest of them, I look at this like a sport. Before me and you came online, you said wrestling isn't looked at like a sport. And people like you are the reason why wrestling's not looked at as sport, because you say nonsense like that. But me, I'm different. I do look at this like a sport. Do you know why I look at this like a sport? Because I am the best athlete in the game. And that's why I look at this like a sport. And I will do everything I can to make sure the rest of the world treats this and looks at it and respects it like a sport as well.
Absolutely. That's fair. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I said it in the sense that I think that a lot of the world looks at it as like, oh, because it's scripted, it's not sport. I disagree. I think you're right. I think it is sport. I think it's entertainment. I think it's both things mixed. I think it's theatre and sport combined. And I will agree that there's definitely... I can't think off the top of my head of many athletes better than you in the ring. There's got to be some, though. I can think of a few.
Who? Name them. Where they at?
I would say someone like Roy Johnson is a better athlete.
Unless they're Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Who? Where are they?
Can you not think of anyone? There's got to be someone who you look at and you're like, they're near my level.
I can't think of a single person who's a better athlete than me inside that ring.
Really? No one near your level at all?
When it comes to doing it all the flips, all the gymnastics, all that nonsense, I'm not here for none of that. But when it comes to being a true athlete, moving how I move, for the distance, the time, the duration of the match, nobody can touch me. The power, the agility, you can see me. You can see what I do. You know what I weigh. I'm 105 kg right now. And I can move like a lightweight. I can up and over a crossbody. I can do all of that.
You can. And I was going to say, you picking up on what you're saying there is like, I've seen you in the ring. Obviously, you're fantastic. There's a lot of aggression in there as well. It feels like, based on what you're saying as well, like maybe that some of that aggression comes from the fact that like you're here to prove that people don't believe that you're the best athlete. And so you're like proving that every time you come into the ring with the force you're using.
No, it's not even that. You know where my aggression really comes from?
Go on.
It's from people like you. When I'm in that ring, I think of Grapple Theory, and I think of you. What's your name?
Jamie,
I think of you in particular.
I'm honoured.
You and your... No, Jamie, I'm talking right now. Jamie, I think of you and your glasses and your speckly little face. And you know what I think I want to do to you? I want to smash you into the ground, put my hands around your neck and choke you. That's where the aggression comes from. It's from people like you who drag my name through the dirt, people like you who don't respect what I'm doing, people like you who don't respect the star that I am and continue to will be, will grow, will evolve. People like you, that's why I'm aggressive. It's haters.
Well, I can't say that I'm thrilled about that idea. I'm glad at the minute that I'm not a wrestler, because that way we're not going to be in the ring together.
You are lucky you're not a wrestler, because if me and you ever stepped into the ring, all that scripted things you were talking about, that would all fly out the window, I promise you.
Oh, mate, I don't deny it.
You're lucky you're not a wrestler.
I don't deny it, although I will say that I am honoured that I'm on your mind that much. That means a lot to me, that you think of me that much. That means weird. A lot. That's so sweet, really. That's lovely and kind.
No, that's weird. Stop.
I'm delighted at that. Just so glad that we're up there so much.
I told you, it's violent things. You want to be on my mind? Violent things. What? That's a dark place to be.
I tell you what, when you get that match with Oku for the title, which inevitably I'm sure you will. I mean, we've just got to hope for his sake that you're not thinking of me then.
We better pray.
No, Michael, if you're watching this, then you're going to have to get Levi's mind somewhere else because it's normally on us. And that means a lot. That means a lot. But going back to what you were saying, I mean, maybe like you clearly are deserving of that title shot against Soku at RevPro. I mean, how much would that mean to you as a moment if you to get that, say like next year, if this year because it's 2024 already, how much would that mean to you if that happens in the next 12 months?
Yeah, that would be a great opportunity if that did happen in the next 12 months. I'm sure that will happen within the next 12 months, a lot sooner than you think. And when that opportunity comes around, I'm ready for it. Me and Oku go way back. I was there when Oku started. Me and Oku go back. I've known him for a long time, and I don't like him. I just don't like him. I just don't like him. I think he's fake. I think he cruises through. I don't think he works hard. And I respect what he's done in the ring, but I just don't like him.
Is there a bit of jealousy in that though? That like you say, you've come through so far together, and now he's at the top there, and you're still striving to get there.
What?
I'm just asking. Just asking.
See, you know what jealousy is? Jealousy is a cowardly emotion. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Jealousy is a cowardly emotion. And one thing Levi Muir is not, and that is a coward. Jealousy is an emotion that I will never feel because I'm on my own journey, just like Oku was on his own journey, and that's that. There's no need to be jealous. What's meant for me will be mine.
Yeah, I mean, you are, as your bio says on social media, you are the future world champion. And there's no doubt that that's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
There you go. And you can, and that future world champion, you can interpret that however you want. If you want to believe that's RevPro, you can believe that's RevPro. If you're going to believe that's elsewhere, you believe it's elsewhere. But what you should be doing is picturing that world champion in my bio and in the highest form that you can think it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm aiming for, and that's where I'm going to be.
Absolutely. I was going to say a title shot. It's a little couple of months away at this point, but it was announced a little while ago. It is SCW, their debut show. They're crowning the champion, apparently. You're in that match, aren't you, against Tommy Kyle and Mark True. I mean...
I am.
That's an opportunity right there. Against two great wrestlers, Tommy and Mark. But as we say, in terms of athletically speaking, like build-wise, I mean, you're sort of like a far bigger opponent than either of them. Is that...
Yes, I will enjoy throwing both of the small children around, both of the small boys. I will enjoy battering them and victimizing both of them. So that should be nothing more than a walk in the park for me, really and truly.
I was going to say, you go into every match, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel you go into the match, you look at you when you enter the ring, there's nothing there but like supreme confidence that like, you don't believe there's anyone out there who is as good as you. Would I be right in saying that?
I don't believe there's anybody out there who has the potential to be as good as me. That's what I believe. I know that I'm good now, but I'm only going to continue to be better. But one thing about me is I am good, and I know I'm good, but I'm not delusional. I will never be a delusional person. So it's not a case of me going out there and thinking that I am the best wrestler. It's not about that. But nobody works as hard as me, and nobody has the drive that I have, and nobody's going to reach the places that I'm going to reach. And I know that, and that's where the confidence comes from.
Absolutely, and
I back myself and I back the work that I put in. I'm here, I'm working, I'll be training. I train for hours a day. Like I said, I treat this like a sport. And I'm really about this. I'm not just talking. You asked earlier on what I was doing. What did I tell you I was doing?
You were training. You said you were training all day.
That's all I've done today.
Yeah.
That's all I've done. I've trained. I hit chest and back. I supersetted both them bitches. And then I hit cardio afterwards. 30 minutes on the rower. And I'm not talking like, you know, a casual row down the stream. I'm going for it. I'm really going for it. I'll be drenched in sweat. I mean, in 30 minutes, I'm doing 9,000, 10,000 meters. That's mad numbers. That's insane.
Yeah.
And that's where the confidence comes from.
Absolutely. No, I respect that. I respect that. And like I said before we started recording, you know, the reason I set up this podcast is because I like to get into the mind of wrestlers like that in the deep stuff. And I'm curious when you say that, like, where does that drive come from? That want to push yourself, that need to like push yourself harder and harder each day, each month, each year. Where did that all begin? Where did that sort of get instilled in you?
That's a good question. That's the only good question you've asked so far.
I'll take that as a win.
You should take it as a small win in your small life. It's good. All life's all about the wins, no matter how small and no matter
Oh,
how small
mate, you have no idea. This is like the checklist, and that's all I wanted to do this year is ask you one good question.
That's enough. That's enough. I don't know where this drive came from. This competitive drive. I don't know. I don't know if it's from when saying that I wanted to be a wrestler when I was 15 years old in school, and my teacher looking at me and laughing and saying that's a stupid idea in front of the entire class. I don't know if it first was born out of that hatred. I don't know if it's from my dad, who passed away last year, who went his entire life calling me champ from when I was 2-3 years old. I don't know if that nickname has come from something. I don't know where this drive has come from, but all I know is that, like, the drive's real, and the drive is real because I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe in my dream, I believe in my vision, and I'm prepared to die for it. And it's that simple, and that's why I don't think anybody can stand next to me, because nobody's prepared to go as far as I am, really, really, really prepared to die for it. Because when you believe in something, you have to be prepared to die for it.
No, I mean, I know we've had our differences in the past, but mad respect for that. Genuinely, that is hugely respect that. I hugely respect that answer. And that teacher, I reckon, if they could see you now, would be shitting themselves.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll be paying a trip back to the secondary school soon. 100%. 100%.
Remember when I said that? So I didn't mean it. You can do whatever.
Yeah, I want to see your face and look you in the eyes and see now. And it's not even about intimidating them at all. It's not about that. I'm not that kind of person. I don't need to go and intimidate a small person. It's more a case of I just love to look you in the eye and be like, yeah, now what?
Yeah. No, sure. I get that. So does Levi Muir take a rest day? Are there any rest days for you? Or is it all constant drive?
It used to be constant drive. But as I'm getting older and I'm getting more mature and wiser, more wiser to the training. I've been training in the gym for 11 years now. I started when I was 15. I'm 26 now. So that's 11 real years in the gym. And I've now started taking a rest day. So the rest day is once a week, and I'll just consume a load of food, energy up, carb up and fuel up for the next day, and we go again.
Nice. Well, we got a feature here to close the show that's like got a couple of food related questions. But as you bring that up, I'm curious. What's your cheat meal go to? How do you fuel up on the cheat meal?
We love a Five Guys. We do love a Five Guys. You have to get the double patty with the cheese. You have to get the Oreo milkshake. I'm not a fan of the Cajun fries, but you like Five Guys as well?
Yeah, who doesn't like Five Guys, mate? I will say I prefer Shake Shack to Five Guys. But
you know what? I do also like Shake Shack. I had a Shake Shack the other day. Shake Shack's nice.
Yeah.
You know what it is about Shake Shack? Shake Shack's a bit cleaner than Five Guys, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe that's what I like. I like the fact Five Guys is a little messy.
Five Guys is a bit messy. The burgers are a bit greasier as well. Shake Shack is a bit cleaner. It's a bit. I do hear you,
mate. But talking about, I assume the same as me because you're London's finest. Obviously, I live in London as well. You can't afford Five Guys every week when you live in London. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just...
It's an expensive meal of Five Guys. It's a treat, that's for sure.
It's not doable. But I respect that. No, I like a Five Guys. I like a Shake Shack as well. But I think they're both good. I think that's a pretty good cheat meal.
What do you like the milkshakes of Five Guys?
Yeah, I like... Again, it depends on my mood. If I have a milkshake, I go for the classic off-menu one that's like the peanut butter bacon one, where they'll mix it all in for you. And that's pretty good.
What?
Yeah.
Peanut butter...
Are you questioning...
do you know what it is? Your whole Grapple Theory team, you lot are just weirdos, bro. Like, ever since I saw you lot at WrestleForce, I knew there was just something about you lot. Like, you're weird. Like, who gets a what did you say, peanut butter and bacon?
Yeah.
Who does that, bro?
Mate, loads of people do that. It's like the mega secret menu item that is not secret because everyone knows about it.
Nah, that's crazy as hell.
Nah, it's good, mate. You should try it. I reckon.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take your word for it.
Nah, you'll love it. Trust me. Like if you like the mix of salty sweet stuff, then you'll like it. If you don't like that, you won't like it. But
all right. Well, you know what? When I get that World Championship this year, you can give me one. You can give me one as a present.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. That's fair. Yeah. When you get that, we'll buy you one. That'll be on us.
All right.
That'll be on us as an apology for all the bad blood that's been between us.
Yeah. For all the nonsense you spewed out of your mouth.
Mate, well, you say Grapple Theory team. Those guys, guys.
Do you know how much nonsense you lot spew?
Mate.
So much nonsense. I saw You did your little cute end of the year awards, all that cute stuff. This is why you are a negative space in wrestling, and you are the reason why. Let me finish. I'm talking still. You are the reason why people don't look at wrestling like a sport. You had the audacity, the nerve. Why would you even? You gave out a couples. Was it a couples award of the year?
Oh yeah, power couple.
Like that?
Yeah.
So that's stupid, really and truly, isn't it? That's stupid because we're here wrestling, and you're giving out awards for the best relationship, like we're on Love Island or some kind of game show. What do you think this is? And then I can't even remember who won it, but all I know is that I saw Roy Johnson and his girl Jess's stupid name on that list. And talking about nonsense people in wrestling, that's another nonsense person, Roy Johnson. 2024, I'm retiring Roy Johnson. You heard it here first. I'm ending his career. He said it's his last year in wrestling. I don't believe him because he's a sad, pathetic little man. I don't think he's got nothing else in his life to look forward to. He's got his little cute bodybuilding that he does now, all them weird poses, standing in the thong, all that weird stuff. Me, myself, I would never, ever oil myself up and stand on the stage.
No?
That's all I'm saying. I said what I said.
What if the people want that? What if that's what the people want?
If that's what the people want?
Yeah.
If that's what the people want. What the people really want is for Roy Johnson to stop wrestling. That's what the people want. And 2024, the people are going to get what they want, courtesy of me, because I'm going to end his career. And I'm going to send him packing to Ibiza. He can chill with his girlfriend Jess, with his weird little mate Wayne, and they can all have a lovely, weird love triangle and stay in Ibiza, and we'll never have to hear from him again.
I was going to say, I mean, we personally like Roy here at the show, but I imagine if you're going to retire him, you'd probably want to do it at during Festival at Everything Patterned, I imagine, right? Where it's his show.
I don't care if it happens down the park down the road. All I know is I was just sick of watching him wrestle. There's nothing. He doesn't bring any substance to the space. There's no reason for him, and the game is past him now. The game is past his time. I am what Roy Johnson was 10 years ago if he was half as talented as me, if he was half as athletic as me, if he had half the charisma as me, half the personality as me, half the everything as me. That's what Roy Johnson would be. But unfortunately, you've got Levi Muir, who's a way better version. So let's just get rid of the second-rate Levi Muir and put him down for good. Let's put the old dog down for good.
And you won't be going off to Ibiza anytime soon?
I'll be going to Ibiza for 100%. And maybe I'll go there 2025. He'll probably be working in a little bar there or something. And that's going to be that. I'll go, pour me a drink, boy. And that'll be that.
He would have gone to get away from you. You can't haunt him like that.
I'll chase him wherever he goes. I'll chase him.
Mate.
I'll chase him. Me and him were in a tag team once, you know.
I remember, way back,
Yeah, way back. The Kings of Croydon. Yes, Roy Johnson. He was like a little monkey who jumped on my back and tried to cling on to my success. But luckily for me, I'm a smart man and I shook that monkey off.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at you guys now. I mean, like, there's clearly, again, like you say, a bit of bad blood there. And you seem to have, like, you have that with, like, a few people on the scene. I mean...
Yeah, you know what it is about the scene? Most of them are actual morons. That's what it is about the scene. I don't really rate a lot of them. Like, there's a few real ones on the scene, and the real ones know who they are, but I don't really rate a lot of the scene, and that's why I keep myself to myself. I do what I'm doing. Really and truly, the scene should be on their hands and knees thanking me. That's what they should be doing. They should be getting cocoa butter when I get out the shower and creaming me and moisturizing me and then getting my fresh gym clothes for the day, ironing them and throwing them on my back. That's what the scene should be doing because, as we both know, I was on Talk Sport towards the end of the year.
You were?
Talk Sport. You know how big that is?
Yeah.
The biggest radio show in the world. I was there. And you know what I was there doing? Representing wrestling. British wrestling in particular. That's what I was doing. I was putting a spotlight on wrestling. I was putting food on all these indie wrestlers' plates.
You were?
The Christmas they had, all the presents they got from their mums and their dads, they should be thanking me. The Christmas turkey they have, they should be thanking me. But I didn't get a single thank you message. I didn't get a single happy Christmas message. I didn't get a single thank you, Levi. Thank you for the incredible 2023 you had. Thank you for being on TalkSport. Thank you for being on Comedy Central. Thank you for being on the Indigo O2. Thank you for being a fantastic representative for the scene, and thank you for taking wrestling into all these mainstream spaces that we could never have dreamed to have been at without you.
Yeah.
That's what the scene should be saying to me.
Yeah, I mean, I can't deny that. You bring up the Indigo too, though, and I gotta say, like, we're talking about, you know, people that could stand toe-to-toe with Levi Muir. I know he was on your team, but I feel like Ed Gamble could give you a run for your money. What do you think? What did you make of his performance? I mean, like...
Ed Gamble is my blood brother. Ed Gamble is my blood brother. Ed Gamble would give a lot of men on the scene a run for their money. Ed Gamble's great. Ed Gamble's a real G. He was great on the night. He'd only been wrestling for a few weeks up until that point. We had limited training sessions, and he smashed it. He's the man. Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, as someone who again is, you know, as you say, the top athlete in the scene, how did it feel to like have to, you know, help someone like Ed through that, who had only had limited training, who, you know, isn't the athlete you are, and had to bring him in and get him into, you know, your vibe and make sure the match sort of flowed right?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience. Ed. What made it easy with Ed is he loves the game as well. He's a wrestling fan. He's always been a wrestling fan, whether it's old school WWF, WCW, WWE in the early 2000s. Ed's a fan. Ed was at the AEW event as well last year. He loves it. So when you're working with somebody who's outside the game but has respect for the game, it makes it a lot easier. Ed trusted me and I trusted Ed. So
Absolutely.
it was honestly a walk in the park. It was easier than a lot of matches I've had with wrestlers.
I was going to say, you talk about him a lot higher than you've spoken about a lot of people so far.
Yeah, because that's it. Real recognize real. Ed's on his grind as well, and Ed's a young man on the top of his game already. Ed's already he's doing tours. Ed's touring Australia. Ed's got a cookbook. What I saw on my Instagram was girls buying Ed's cookbook last year. So there's nothing but respect for Ed because Ed's on his grind. Ed's a real one.
No, fair. I mean, hopefully, I was going to say we'll bring it back to the training. Hopefully we'll see him with Shah Samuels down the training school at some point. Because I was going to ask you about Shah. Yeah. I feel like, again, we did Stoku enough, but Shah, again, great person to learn from. And that's got to be encouraging to know that, you know, every time you're there, every week you're there, every day you're there, he's there pushing you, wanting you to be your best, which you already have. You already have that drive instilled in you. We've established that. But it's nice to know, it must be nice to know that there's someone else there who's giving you that backing.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing but respect for Shah Samuels. Shah's a real one. Shah's been there, done that forever, been everywhere at the top of the highest level you can get to. And yeah, I truly believe that Shah wants nothing but the best for me, and that's what a coach really should have at the end of the day. I've known Shah obviously from NXT UK, so we've had a funny relationship in the sense of we worked together on television, we had our match. So we were opponents, we've been colleagues, and now we have a mentor-student relationship, and yeah, all the respect for Shah.
Absolutely. Is it going to get to that stage again? I don't know. This is again bringing punishment on myself, I imagine, but bringing up my nerddom. But is it going to be like a Star Wars moment where the mentor's gonna, these students gonna overtake the mentor at a certain point, and there's going to be that friction, that tension there once you overtake him?
No, may your idols never become your rivals. So
I like
that's it. Me and Shah we've had our scrap back in the day. Yeah, if Shah wants it, Shah can get it. But I've got no desire to inflict any harm upon Shah.
I respect that. No, I respect that a lot. I want to ask you as well. We've again spoken a lot up and down in terms of like the friction between. But on a serious note, I wanted to ask you about. And we've had a few wrestlers on talk about this in the past, and it's something to do with representation in wrestling. As a young kid coming through, wanting to get into wrestling, we've spoken to a lot of wrestlers who say like sort of when they were coming through that role model hasn't been there, that person they look up to who they identify with hasn't been there. I just want to know what your experience was like, whether that was the same for you, and whether you think representation in wrestling has progressed and moved forward to a stage where, you know, there's still work to be done, but you can see it's getting better.
I would hate to come on here and lie and say there was no representative on the scene before this generation arrived. I wasn't as involved in the scene before, up until the last few years, as heavily involved. So I'd hate to have a lack of knowledge and come in here and disrespect anybody who was there before myself and my peers currently. So I can't really speak about the last generation, but when I was on my come up, or at least first getting into the game, there was nobody who I looked at really and thought, wow, this is like whether it's a young black British man or whatever representation you want to call it. There was nobody who I thought, like, this person's done it. They've made it achievable. However, it's beautiful because, again, I can only speak as an individual, and myself as an individual is a young black British man. So I think it's beautiful that we do have now. There's a whole bunch of young black British men who are showing the upcoming generation that it is possible and you can do it at the young ages that we are. And hey, as much as I don't like these, man, and don't get it twisted, I really don't like these, man, especially the first one I'm gonna say. But we're at the top of our game, and I respect all the success that they have going on, whether that is Doris, Leon Slater, you've got Oku, you've got myself, and yeah, I'm sure you've got a whole bunch of others, Remy, you know, there's a lot of us now, so I think it's beautiful to see.
No, I love that. What have you got against Doris, though?
Bro, do you know what it is? Doris just runs his mouth way too much. He's, you know what, I call Doris my son. He's like a little ugly little version of a mini-me. He runs his mouth too much, and he's just, yeah, bro, his head's way too big at this point in time. Bro, he's making a lot of merch money. I think it's gone to his head a little bit, but...
He's got, I don't know if you saw, he's got people impersonating him as well now. Millie McKenzie dressed as him for Eve's Multiverse Rumble recently. But I didn't see an Eve Levi Muir.
Alright.
I'm just saying that he's got a lot of impersonators. I just wonder how you feel about that.
Alright, what do you do for him? There cannot be another Levi Muir impersonator. There can't be, because there's only one Levi Muir. I cannot be replaced. I cannot be replicated. I cannot be duplicated. I cannot be multiplied. I am an individual. You cannot replicate me. Doris is a knockoff version of me. So of course there can be another representative, Millie McKenzie, an extremely talented individual. I'm sure she can represent Doris. It's not hard. It's not, it's not hard to be a Doris, bruv. You just slap on a shit accent, which sounds horrible to everybody's ear, and you're Doris.
Yeah. No, you got me there. I tried to call you out on it, but fair. No, you defended yourself well there. I can't even deny that. But we've got a couple of fun features here on the podcast, and one of them is sort of something we've done a little bit already, because it's called Dish in the Dirt. So I'm going to put you some questions. I'm going to give you some scenarios, and I want you to know which of your fellow wrestling locker room mates most comes to mind when I give you each scenario.
All
right. So the first one is, and you'll like this one, I think. I think you'll like this one. Who has the worst music taste?
The worst music taste?
Yeah, it can be like in the locker room or on the road. If you're traveling with someone, they put something on in the car that you're like, what the fuck is this?
I couldn't give you a person directly, but I can definitely think of somebody, and we've mentioned in this interview, it's that Waste of Space Roy Johnson, bro. Because I know for a fact all that guy listens to is that techno nonsense. That's just headache music, bro.
Yeah,
no one's trying to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. No, bro. So probably him.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that. I'm not a fan of that stuff either. I get that. I can back you on that. I'll back you on that choice.
What music do you like?
Oh, you're not gonna like mine. I listen to like metal and like pop punk.
Right, next question.
Yeah, there we go. See, what about yourself? What do you go for then? What would have been the right answer?
A little bit of hip hop, some rap, maybe some jazz. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool. I can back that. I like a bit of jazz. I can't say I'm a big fan of rap and hip hop, but that's just not me. But I respect it. That's
You're
your
not
thing.
cool enough. That's what it is.
No, I mean enough. Absolutely not. Of course.
Look at you. You're Grim Reaper top boy. You're not cool enough.
Mate, this is not Grim Reaper, mate. This is Grim. This is Kyle Fletcher. You dissing Kyle Fletcher?
I've got no beef with Kyle Fletcher. I didn't know that. Don't be trying to make some whip something up here. I'm gonna beef for that young man.
No, it'll be on you. It'll be on you. The next one again you'll like. The next one is we're not talking in the ring. We're talking out of the ring in terms of dress sense. Who has the worst dress sense in the Who has the worst dress sense in wrestling that you've come across?
The worst dress sense in wrestling. Worst dress sense in wrestling. Probably Doris.
Yeah?
Probably Doris. Doris dresses like a homeless person.
Bit more sparkle though.
Yeah, it's like a homeless person with a bit of glitter on.
Oh, Doris. Oh, that's harsh. That is harsh. Doris got to up his game, clearly.
Yeah, Doris got to step up this year, man.
Well, it's not all bad questions on this. It's not all bad questions. There is some nice. I'm going to have to force you to say something nice.
You're making me say all these negative things about my peers. Like I haven't said enough already about them this interview.
No, I was going to say now the flip is I'm going to have to make you say something nice because not all of these questions are bad. Because the next one is who's the comedian at the locker room? Who can you count on? Who's the person that you do like? The person that you can always go to make you laugh?
Oh, funny man. Who's a funny man? You know what? Over the last year, me and Jordan Saeed have gotten a lot closer.
Yeah?
Jordan Saeed's a funny guy.
Jordan is funny. We've had him on the pod as well. He's very good. He's very funny.
Jordan is he's funny.
Sometimes he doesn't even mean to be, and he is.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah.
We were at training like a few weeks ago.
Right.
And we're doing promos. I don't even know if you told this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. We're doing promos at the end of a lesson, and this guy's cutting a promo, and then he's in the ring, and he jumps out the ring, and then I don't know if he went to imitate hitting his head on the wall during the promo, but he hit his head on the wall and busted himself open.
Fuck it. No, I didn't mention that, Jordan. What the fuck?
I was cracking up.
Amazing. Yeah, he took it too. That's how dedicated he is. That's pure dedication right there.
I was thinking, bro, it's a Monday.
Yeah.
It's not even that deep.
Not even a show, mate. Come on. Love that.
Getting paid.
Oh, big up Jordan. Love that. I love that.
Yeah.
The next one's another nice one. It's does anyone bring really good food to the locker room? Either snacks or maybe their pre-show meal or something that you look at and you're like, oh, that looks
Nina
great.
Samuel's Bakery.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you need to experience it.
Mate.
Some treats, some cakes and some cookies from Nina.
Mate, we she sells them at Eve shows sometimes, and mate, I can attest the cookies especially are phenomenal. Basically everyone says Nina. I can't think of many people who have come on the show, been asked that question and not said Nina. She just dominates. She just owns the food market in the Brit wrestling.
Yeah, she does. Nina should have her own food line for merch.
Yeah.
She should just brand the cookies and that's her merch.
Yeah.
She's good to go.
No, back that.
Sell them in bulk.
Oh, mate, she'd make a killing. Wouldn't even need to wrestle. The wrestling could just be for the fun of it. Wouldn't even need to.
Yeah, it's just wouldn't even need to.
Big up Nina as well. Love that.
Big up Nina.
The next one. Oh, is the opposite end. Now we're going back to the dirt part because it's the opposite end of what I asked you about the. Oh no, actually, sorry, I'm not. I'm wrong. It's not going back to. It's still nice.
You're always wrong, so I'm not even surprised.
It's still on the nice stuff. It's the opposite of what we were saying about the dress sense. So we're in a world where Levi Muir's forgotten his ring gear, and it's one size fits all, and you got to go to someone and be like, I need to borrow your gear. Whose gear do you look at and you're like, I could pull that off?
Ooh. Whose gear? Who has bad boy gear?
There's a lot of good gear.
There is a lot of good gear, but my mind has gone blank right now. Who has good gear that you like?
I like a lot of gear. I'd like to see in something I'd like to see you in maybe a Lexus Falcon type thing, the proper singlet.
Lexus Falcon gear.
Yeah. Like something, yeah, just something a bit out there, something very non-Levi. Do you know what I mean? Like something that very, very different.
A singlet, maybe.
Or like again, like the Nina Samuels. I could see you in like that, like the pink with the gold trim and stuff, the little hat.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe like a bodysuit. Maybe like, you seen like Dragon Ball before, Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Maybe like something like that, like a combat suit. That'd be cool.
Oh, nice. Something like that. There's got to be something like that.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. There's got to be someone on the scene who's got something like that.
I'm sure there is somewhere. That would be cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, some good choices. I like it. The next one I always say is a little counterproductive because I feel like this is going to be you based on what we've spoken about. But who's the most competitive?
Other than myself.
Well, if it's yourself, it can be yourself.
It is me. Of course, it's myself.
Yeah.
Of course, it's myself.
Is that in and out of the ring?
But I spoke about myself enough as anyway. Let's speak about other people who are also competitive, who I respect their competitive nature. I like Connor Mills. He's very competitive.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Leon's competitive. I like Darius's competitiveness.
Yeah.
I like Darius's competitiveness. I respect that about Darius. I do like his competitiveness. Yeah. Yeah, I like people who want to bring out the best in the other person. We really want to do this. We really want to go for this. We really want this to be good.
Yeah.
I think and I want to make this good, and you want to make this good, and that's where that competitiveness comes from.
Nice. No, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Some good choices. Yeah, for sure. The next one is, I don't know how much of a partier you are, because this question is, again, hypothetical world. Everyone in I guess, like, the scene, everyone in BritRes is having a party on the same night, and they've all invited you. But you can, of course, only go to one party. Whose party are you going to? Who's going to throw the best party, the one you need to be at? Or is that going to be you?
Now, probably like either... Probably Charles. Probably Crowley.
Oh, Crowley would throw a wild.
I reckon his party will pop off.
Yeah.
And as well, he also is doing his thing in the media space in the outside world. So you know he's going to have them good connections. So you know there's going to be some good people at that party.
Yeah, more TV time for Levi.
More TV time for Levi. More connections.
Yeah. No, smart thinking. I like it.
Or...
Ooh.
Simon Miller, his party will go off as well.
Oh, Simon Miller, yeah.
Oh, no, probably Simon Miller. Sorry, Charles, I'm taking it.
Oh, you went for Simon over Charles.
Party. You met Simon before, right? You've spoken to him.
I've not spoken to Simon yet, no.
Oh, you need to speak to Simon. Simon's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
But Simon Miller party will be good. It'll be good fun. He pull up with a big fish bowl.
Love that. Yeah. No, I can imagine that. That'd be cool. I think it's a good choice. Crowley's going to be so hurt, though, that you went for Miller over him.
I do love Crowley. I do. Crowley's a close second.
Brilliant. The final one, I can't imagine you're going to need any help with this. But if you need a hand with this, who would you pick as your partner for the zombie apocalypse?
Oh, for the zombie apocalypse.
I feel like you do all right on your own, to be fair. Again, we've spoken about it. Like, your hench is shit, mate. Like, you're going to be taking them out left and right. So, like, I don't know if you need help. But if you need help, is there anyone you'd call?
They got to be hench as well. Obviously.
Roy Johnson.
Not what? Roy. The only reason I'd use Roy Johnson is to use him as bait, bro. I'd use him as bait. I'd be like, here you go, zombies. Eat this big, dumb piece of flesh first. That's the reason I'd use Roy Johnson.
That's not a bad tactic.
Yeah, Roy Johnson, that guy eats too much food. He weigh me down. Not Roy Johnson. He's too hench. Maybe like Harley Hudson.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
Hench. She's hench, and I know she could definitely do some damage, but I feel like she's also not gonna eat all my food.
Yeah.
So she wouldn't need a lot of food consumption.
No, yeah. Smart. That's smart. Yeah. You're good thinking. Yeah, Harley is hench though. Harley would take out so many.
Yeah, Harley would snack you up. I'd love to see that.
I wouldn't. Because you're right. She would. She'd absolutely destroy it. Like, it would...
I'd pay to see it. eat you up.
Well, as long as
punch you up though, for real.
Well, mate, as long as no one else would pay to see it, then I don't think we'd be able to cover the costs of it. So I think that's fine.
I'll pay a decent chunk.
Really? To me directly?
I don't know if that was a dig at me.
I don't No. I'm
that one when I see you.
No dig at all. I'm just saying. I'll say that if you're happy to pay it, I'll find Harley's fee. If you'll pay me enough money, then I'll let Harley beat me up. But it depends how much money we're talking.
You're not worth that much. I'll throw like enough for a Five Guys. That'll cover it.
Well, no, I gotta have like my hospital bills paid for afterwards as well.
That's a you problem. Well, luckily for you, we live in the UK.
That's true.
So
yes.
Bills will be free.
No, but I'm gonna like miss work. I'm gonna I'll need reimbursement of that kind of miss wages and things like that. It's.
Well, here's what you do. That sounds like a problem for your mum. So here's what we need to do. I want you to walk upstairs out your mum's basement, and go and have a chat with her and ask her to loan you some money.
Mate, my mum lives in Brighton. That's a mission away. Contrary to what you think, I've moved out of home, mate. So.
Stop lying,
mate. I haven't lived at home for 5 years. It's been easy. Contrary to
easy.
Yeah, contrary to what you think, mate. It's not all like virgin living in your mum's basement over here.
Oh, yeah. That's not lying.
Not at all. I would never lie to you like that. But I think...
Yeah. We know you lot fit the stereotype bang on the Grapple Theory team.
How dare you? How dare
I?
No. Hopefully we'll end on a positive, because we've spoken, again, a lot about other people just in that last feature. We're ending the show with another feature that we got here called Anatomy of a Pro Wrestler. And this is about you now. We've spoken about you a lot. But this is about you again. But this is more like, who is Levi Muir? We want to know the inside of who Levi Muir is, beyond, the muscles in the ring. And we've got to learn a bit about that. We got to learn a bit about that earlier. But these questions, again, like I said, like we were talking about the food stuff, this is a bit more like, who is Levi Muir in that way? Your likes and dislikes sort of thing. Apart from us, because I know you dislike us. But apart from us, what else do you dislike? Things like that. So, again, I'll put out some questions and you let me know what comes to mind. And it starts with, again, a classic food one, because it's, what's your favourite post-pinfall pig out?
My first post-pinfall pig out?
Yeah.
My favourite post-pinfall pig out
would
be, like we mentioned, the Five Guys.
Would be the Five Guys.
It would be the Five Guys.
Nice. Classic.
And a pack of sweets. I love sweets.
What'd you go for?
Usually Haribo's or some Sour Patch Kids, maybe some Skittles.
Nice, classic.
Starbursts.
Yeah. Have you spoken to Leon Slater about Skittles?
I haven't. Why is
Leon loves Skittles. That's in his pre-match routine. He downs a bag of Skittles before he goes to the ring, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do as well, and we can all start being like Leon.
There you go. That's what TNA. That's what TNA signed. Is the Skittles? It was all Skittles and nothing else.
I hear it.
They were all fucking hell, yeah, let's get the Skittles in.
Yeah, let's get on the Skittle bandwagon. I hear it.
Love it. Well, the next one could be the same answer again, but normally it's not, so I like to keep it in there. Like with other people, it's not, so I'd like to keep it in there. What's your classic death row last meal?
Oh, probably a mac and cheese.
Nice.
I don't like it too cheesy. A mac and cheese. Apple crumble.
Nice.
Custard. I want some crepes as well, though.
Yeah?
Pancake.
Yeah.
Maybe some, maybe some calamari.
Nice.
Sweet chili sauce. Yeah.
I've got to say, no, I'm going to say mad respect for that, because normally people keep it not light, but a lot of people we've said here have just said one thing, and that's it. But you named 5 things, and I like that.
Death row. Death row, baby, I'm about to die.
Exactly, you go out with a bang, right?
100%.
Nice.
Going out with one meal.
No, I love it. We mentioned music before, and this one leads on to that. It's the song that gets you the most hyped.
The song that gets me the most hyped. I'd probably go with the classic Eminem Till I Collapse.
Nice.
That is, if I was going to pick one song to get me the most hyped, it would be that one.
Yeah, getting ready in the gym or something, really pump you up.
Yeah, if I was going for something big, a big PR, a big match, and I wanted to have the headphones on beforehand, Yeah, probably.
Nice.
Like a lot.
Love it. The next one's movies. What's the movie you'd show the locker room?
The movie that I show the locker room. Probably Bad Boys 2.
Oh, yeah. Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 2 or Rush Hour.
Nice.
Rush Hour's real funny.
Rush Hour's super funny.
Rush Hour's super funny. Or yeah, probably just those two.
No, they're good choices. They're good choices. Like a comedy cop film is always good.
Comedy cop film is always good fun.
Yeah, no, I like it. The next one's a bit of a throwback because it's your first job.
My first job was working at McDonald's.
Classic. The classic.
Bruv, my first job was working at McDonald's. I've still got the picture of me working at McDonald's. One day I'll put it online when the time's right, because that'd be funny. And I've got this like big old scar. This is... You see that?
Fucking hell, yeah.
That's from working at McDonald's. So I was at McDonald's when I was like 15 years old, which I'm pretty sure was already illegal.
Yeah, I think you got. I feel like you got to be 16.
100%. I don't know what shifty stuff. McDonald's is a shady business, you know. But I was working there, and one of these dumb employees, you have like the VAT, the fry station where the oil is, and like it's a 2-man job. So one person's on the fries, the other person's bagging the fries. You know? And this idiot picks the thing up and just turns around, and it just presses on my arm. Skin starts sizzling. I'm in like extreme pain. I'm like to my manager, look at my arm, like, can I go home? And he's like, run under some water for 2 minutes, you'll be fine, get back to work. I'm thinking, but now I'm thinking, I probably could have sued for a healthy amount there, couldn't I?
Nah, that's bullshit. That is bullshit.
That is most definitely.
I'll tell you what, you've had your problems with us. That's the guy you should be thinking of when you're in the ring against Oku. That's...
It is, but like I said to you, I don't live in the past. I'm not a man who lives in the past, so I deal with my problems that are here presently, and my current problem in my life is you, man. Well, so that's why I hate you.
That's fair. We've got a few more questions. I'm still convinced we're going to turn you around by the end of it. We'll be friends by the end of this. I promise you.
We'll see.
Well, the next we're going to get to really know Levi Muir here, because the next question is the only time we get really a little deep on the show, because it's what's your greatest fear? Does Levi Muir fear anything?
I don't fear anything anymore. All the things I feared in my life have happened to me. Everything. Touch wood. But the bad things in my life that I can think of have already happened. So I live my life with no fear. Especially, like I did mention before, I've lost my dad. And when something like that happens, you really do realise that you only have one life. And you're not scared about anything, and nothing else really matters. I don't care. That's why I think I moved where I moved. I don't care about people's opinions anymore. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, when we die, it doesn't matter anyway. We're only here once, so let's make the most of it while we're here. So I don't have any... I'm not scared of anything. I just go for it.
No, mad respect for that. I respect that a lot. Yeah, live in the moment you go, right? You just got to push forward.
Yeah, you have to, because otherwise you'll blink and the moments are gone. So you have to just live for it.
Yeah.
You only get one life, so what's the point being scared? Just go for it and...
No, fair. Fair play, mate. No, love that. I love that. The next one's a little sweet and cute. It's what's your favourite animal?
My favourite animal? Probably like a little monkey. Like, in a couple more years, I've got more money, I'm going to get a little pet monkey.
Are you?
100%, yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get like a little pet monkey, and I'm going to look after him, though. And then travelling around with me, and...
Mate, that's going to be, like, your manager come to the ring. Like...
Yeah, like a little monkey manager. That's it. And like, I'll probably call him like Leviticus or something like that.
Oh, love that. Cool. I'm going to be so disappointed if this doesn't happen. This has got to happen. Like,
no, it's definitely happening. Leviticus the monkey. I'm going to have a little junior. And yeah. So probably a little pet monkey. A pocket monkey.
Love it. The next one's the only wrestling one we have on this list. It's what's your favourite match stipulation?
My favourite match stipulation. Probably a good Hell in a Cell match. Probably my nice. Match stipulation, I would say.
Yeah, a little violence in there, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of violence. I've always loved the Triple H Shawn Michaels one from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, some great Hell in a Cell as well, yeah, for sure. That's a great one. Yeah. The next one, there's only a couple more. The next one's, what's your favourite place in the world?
My favourite place in the world, I've got a few. I couldn't give you one. I'm still obviously traveling the world. From what I've been to so far, I really like Barcelona.
Nice.
I really, really like Barcelona.
Yeah.
I really, really like Miami. And I really, really like New York.
Nice.
So those are probably... And I've been to Amsterdam recently as well. I had a great time there.
Mate, yeah. I went to Amsterdam like last year, like first time as well. That's insane.
Yeah, it was my first time, literally last year. It's so good. Like, it's just... I like the vibe there. Everyone's just so, like, kick back and chill. I wonder why.
Yeah.
But everyone is just chilling. Like, it's like... I didn't see... There was no aggro when I was there. Like, no arguments, no tension. It's just... I had a nice time. Nice. And, like, Barcelona is very much the same, just with the city.
Yeah.
Just with the beach, sorry.
Yeah. That's, like, best of both worlds, Barcelona, isn't it? Because you got the mega city, and it's right on the beach as well, like...
Yeah, I think that's why I like Miami as well. I've been to Miami when I was younger, and I had a great time there. I think that's why, because it's the same. It's that contrast. Obviously, being from London, I'm always going to be like a city boy.
Yeah.
But also, I love. Don't know what it is. As I'm getting older, I'm loving nature more.
Yeah.
Water especially. Water's very calming. I like being around big areas and bodies of water. So I feel like Miami, you've got that city, but you've also got that nature side as well, right next to each other.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I grew up in Brighton, which is obviously right by the coast. When we moved to London, I was like to my partner, I was like, no, it's got to be by the river because I can't not be near water.
Yeah, I love water. Yeah, water's great.
Nice. Yeah, I get that. I get that. And the final one then is sort of like on the opposite end of that, because you said there's plenty more places you want to travel to. So it's, what is your dream holiday destination?
My dream holiday. I want to go to Iceland.
Nice.
That's on the list. Iceland. I want to go to Japan. I want to go and see the blossom trees in Japan. I want to see Iceland. Obviously, see the Northern Lights, go in the springs, and just, get a snowmobile or something and like drive it around and just get a big coat. I want to go skiing. That's what I want to do as well.
Nice.
But skiing is just a bit of a liability. It's the only thing. But I definitely do want.
Yeah. There's a little risk with the skiing, isn't there? There's a little risk involved. Especially when you put your body on the line every week anyway.
You do, exactly. But then you don't want to be doing it with something else like that as well. But I do want to. Like we say, you only got one life.
Yeah.
You have to be smart sometimes. But I definitely want to go skiing at some point.
Nice. Love it. Well, that brings us to the end of the feature, nearly to the end of the show. And Levi, I got to say, I know we've had our tension, but genuinely, I do madly respect you and everything you've been doing. I know we'll still have a bit of tension here and there, I'm sure. But you have had a great year. You're doing great work. I can't wait to see what next year has in store for you. And that's like my final...
No. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and obviously we have had our issues, but I have respect for you and your team as well, to showing that you can run a semi-successful media outlet from your mum's basement. So
I appreciate that. It's still not mum's basement. It's fine.
Mutual respect.
I appreciate that. I really do. Just final couple of questions. The final question from myself is, we've spoken about it before, and how much drive you have, and how much commitment you have, and how many big things you've already done like last year. What would be a good 2024 for Levi Muir? What would be, if we were having this conversation this time next year, and we were looking back on 2024, and I was like, has it been a successful year? What would constitute that for you, for Levi Muir? What would have been a good year?
To continue making moves like I did last year, to continue doing things that nobody else is doing, continue growing my own personal brand, and I have my own personal goals that I have for this year, but you can't expose your plans to everybody in the world. So you'll have to sit there and rub your dirty little greasy fingertips together and wait for me to make my moves.
We'll be watching eagle-eyed, mate. Ready for it. Well, that brings us nicely to our final question. Like I said, this one isn't left by me. This one is a relatively new feature we got on the show, where our last guest leaves a question for our next guest. So this is a question you've been left, and I can't tell you who's asked it because it comes to you purely without context. And this one does actually get a little deep, which I quite like. I like it when they're like this. And it's, a lot of people say, like, if you weren't a wrestler, what would you be? This question is, if you weren't a wrestler, who would you be?
If I wasn't a wrestler, who would I be? don't know who I'd be if I wasn't a wrestler. I think I'd have to be somebody who provides something to people, whether that be in a form of entertainment or whether that be in a form of like, I'm not saying like life coaching, but like maybe something where it's like, yeah, coaching people along like motivationally. But I don't know, mate, I don't know where I'd be without wrestling. Honestly, I don't know who I would be or where I'd be or what I'd be doing. I don't know. But all I know is this is my calling. This is the only thing that I can do. But that's a great question. But I don't know who I'd be. But it would have to be providing something to somebody and helping people, whether that be helping them in the form of a release of entertainment, like I said, whether that be a form of some kind of advice for life or just somebody they can, I don't know. But yeah, something with people.
No, I love that. And that is a tough question. I know it's a tough question. That is a real tough question to be like, who you'd be without that. But
yeah,
like,
it's tough.
But no, I respect that as well. Like that's a good answer as well. Like something just like, it seems like you're that sort of person as well. Like just from this chat, it seems like you're that person who's got that drive to just wanna like entertain and like provide, like you said, provide something for people like that can be that escape. And I respect that. I respect that. And that brings us lovely to the end of the podcast. Levi, again, I know we've had our differences, but it has been a pleasure having you on the show. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I hope we've buried some hatchets here.
Oh, was that the part where I went to say I really enjoyed this and me and you are buddy now and all that good stuff? Like, I suppose I've had a fairly enjoyable time talking to you and conversing with you.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's more than I could have ever asked when we started. That's more than I could have ever asked. But we've spoken a lot about you on the podcast, and as is tradition here, the final word does go to you. So, for anyone watching this who hasn't seen Levi Muir, experienced Levi Muir in the ring yet, if anyone sees you on a match poster, on a match card, on social media, and you're wrestling near them and they want to come and see you, why is Levi Muir going to steal the show?
Levi Muir is going to steal the show because there's not another athlete on the scene right now like Levi Muir. Nobody moves like I move. Nobody looks how I look. Nobody presents themselves how I present themselves. Nobody can do the things in the ring that I can do. That's why I will steal the show. There's nobody like me currently on the scene. There isn't a person like me.